All right,
Come on
we're
in.
in Jacksonville, Florida, and this is where David lives. And he didn't know I was going to do this because I surprised him. So let's go in and see where he works and lives.
Come on in.
Thank you, David. I'm going to turn the computer back. There we go. We back up and look. Look at this artwork.
Yeah, this is a picture of how the building looked when I bought it.
Wow.
And I hang it up there to remind me that I've come a long way, even though there's a long way to go still. But it was in pretty bad shape.
All right, let's go in here. That's more of David's artwork. Tell us about this, what you got on your desk right now.
So we mentioned drawing in the last segment, and this is just one of many drawings I had. This is a railing. It's kind of in a French design. It was for a fine home down in South Florida.
And you did all this by hand?
All by hand, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I do a lot of copying and tracing with pieces of paper underneath. So
show me that.
Because I really like symmetry. I like things to be symmetrical and even. And
where's that design where you took one piece of metal and made two pieces out of it to save money, to value engineer it? Where's that drawing?
Shit. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is a
Explain
much
this.
more mechanical drawing for an upcoming project, but it is a sheet of steel that's 12 by 4, but the way I designed it was that I could cut two of these pieces out of one sheet of steel. So they're flipped over and they reverse, but it's complicated in that this protruding form here is a negative form there.
And you did all this by hand?
Yeah, and it took several hours. It was pretty complicated, but hand and drafting. I mean, I use a drafting table, and then I had to spell out all these different dimensions and radiuses.
So you have a negative number on there that corresponds with a positive number somewhere else?
Yeah. So if a drawing is fed into a machine to cut it, when it cuts this middle line, it's cutting both shapes, but they're flipped over, so they have a different effect as they're flipped over, but they will be the exact same pieces.
See, I don't know who else finds that fascinating. My brain does not work that way, so I'm impressed. Let's go out and see where this magic happens.
Okay.
As we walk through your home art studio.
Sometimes I do really old style things. This is a Gothic candle stand that I did for a local cathedral.
A candle stand, unbelievable. Now for the people watching this is where he lives. This is out in his work area now. Explain some of the stuff to us. What are all these pieces?
Well, I have a couple of big shop tables. Over here is a project I'm working on. I have a couple of anvils, but the central piece and in the center of the shop is my forging hammer. Because as I mentioned, I am a blacksmith. So this machine allows me to take big pieces of metal and form them without
Where does
aging
the fire
myself even further.
Where does the fire take place?
Fire can take place right here. This is a coal forge.
Okay.
Which I don't use that often. And I just pulled this out of the way. Most everything in my shop can be moved, but this is a gas furnace, which is used pretty much exclusively when I'm forging bronze, because I work with steel, bronze, predominantly, sometimes copper, but mostly steel and bronze.
Is that your latest work over there?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this is a kind of a placement sign to let people know that you're entering a historic neighborhood here in Jacksonville called Springfield. And these letters will be attached to that ribbon once the steel is galvanized and painted. And it's basically 12 foot tall, weighs about 600 pounds.
12 foot tall, 600 pounds. Unbelievable. This is fascinating to me that you are able to live and work and do what you were designed to do. Well, David, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.